So I started, I did my GCSEs and I took design at King Bills. I enjoyed drawing and I've always enjoyed sort of how things worked, and I've always been into like Lego. So I wanted to do that further, but obviously King Bills didn't do it, so I moved to St Ninians and did product design at St Ninians, which was my highest mark. But at the time I didn't know what I wanted to do at university. So I was sort of, when I was looking at unis, I was more going down the sports side to start with. And then my coursework got entered into the awards for engineering, which was like all of the courseworks from every student in design on the Isle of Man got put into them. And I actually won like the overall like design for it, the overall award for it. So that's sort of, I was like, maybe I should look at a career in design rather than at sport. So once I'd sort of actually sat down, I looked at a few places and ended up going to UCLan and doing a product design course there, which was good because they split the course, so it was BA or BSc. So I did the BA, which was more drawing, which is more what I want to do rather than like the science behind like how everything's made. And then after my degree, I came back and I worked for a guy called Dr. John Taylor, who used to own Strix. So I was actually his personal designer. So I did all like the stuff for his house, which was quite cool because he's like really has some quite out there and quirky ideas. And then I moved to a company called DLP. So they manufacture and design disabled bathroom products. So again, another learning curve because I've gone from really crazy to very strict and very regimented and had to be within tolerances and things like this. So that was good. I stayed there for 2 years, designing products and also writing and designing the instruction manuals, which actually I didn't realize at the time how much goes behind them. And then just over 2 years ago, I moved to a company just in Douglas called Coin Corner. So they're the leading UK Bitcoin exchange. So I'm the graphic designer for them and moved into a little bit more like UX, UI sort of stuff as well. So that's again another completely different range. But I think I found like this is more what I prefer doing than the actual product design. I prefer doing like websites and graphics and things like that. So. Yeah, when I was at uni, I was always in the thing like I was going to live there and I was going to live in the UK and get these great jobs and stuff like that. And then when I was actually over there, I missed the island. Like as crazy as it sounds, like you actually miss it. So I'd always wanted to come back and sort of, I had a girlfriend before who's like now my fiance, but we were over there and we had always spoken that we wanted to come back. So it was sort of, I knew that if I did get a job here, I'd have sort of good job security in it anyway, so because it's quite a niche community. I think website, like I really like doing like the website stuff. The thing with my job is that Bitcoin is ever changing and every day it's different. So we don't actually I don't have a day-to-day job sort of thing. Every day is different. What I really like is that we've actually branched out now and we have a second company called Mount Socks. So we actually have Bitcoin educated socks. So I was the designer for all the socks and we produce one every month and things like that. So we have a lot of projects and it's sort of like what I do in the week is like dictates what I do. So I enjoyed when we did our app, for instance. That was really fun because that's all new to me. And then like doing some of the back-end like website stuff. I learned like lots of different bits about the business, which is quite nice because I'm quite heavily involved in lots of aspects. Yeah, so we just had in May, it was actually in lockdown, so it had like a little bit of a damper on it, especially because we couldn't celebrate as a company, but we had like the Bitcoin halving, which was quite good. So it's where all like the miners' rates get halved and things. So that was quite exciting to be a part of because the last one was like a couple of years ago, so I wasn't in the company or in the industry then. So things like that is quite good. And then like the historical pieces, so we had like Bitcoin Pizza Day where the first thing ever bought with Bitcoin was a pizza. So like that obviously gets celebrated now as quite like a thing in the community. So things like that kind of get a bit of a buzz, which is quite good. Yeah, it's ever changing. So every day is like, sometimes you can have lulls and it like is the normal news, and then sometimes like, something can just happen out of nothing. So hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? But it's do something you enjoy. I always enjoyed drawing and building and things, but I never thought about having a career in it until I was pushed in that direction. So if I was going to say, like, if you enjoy it, then just do that, because you don't want to be sat at a job doing something you don't enjoy. Like I really enjoy my job, so I go to work like excited for the day and what it can bring, and I won't want someone to miss out on that opportunity because they didn't want to follow their footsteps. The freedom. I know that sounds crazy, but like you can walk out, you can, like, for instance, when you have a house, if you forget to lock the door, you don't have to worry that someone's gonna like go in the house, or it's the thing of like, if you forget to do something, it's like, oh, it's only 5 minutes away, I'll just go back and get it. It's all that sort of thing, and especially with all the COVID thing that's happened now, it makes you feel like how lucky we are, because we've basically gone back to normal. And the rest of the UK, you think these towns are going back in and out of lockdown, and yeah, we're over here, we've got a couple of cases I think now, but we're back to normal, I think, aren't we? So things like, I think that makes it special.